Hello YouTubies, this is Joker Scribe and thank you for watching this most educational and amazing YouTube video, and most audacious too. Right, so I want to talk about the floods again, and well, I've been looking around on the internet and I'm not sure if this is totally true. I take it with a pinch of salt, of course, but apparently from 10 Downing Street, some sources, there's not going to be any relief funds for the flood victims, which is no surprise really. I never expected there would be because if you have a look at the people being interviewed by the BBC and Channel 4, they're saying, oh, we're getting nothing, or maybe a couple of sandbags, that's it. And then you know, the newspapers then create this story about the great humanity aid that's being given to these flood victims, and then when you ask the flood victims what's happened, they say, well, they dropped a couple of sandbags off and then they left. And that's the humanity aid, that's the millions upon millions of pounds spent. But the thing is, right, I want to know where they get these figures from, because, you know, once they drop these sandbags off, do the sandbags just get chucked in the bin afterwards, or do they get reused? You know, I'm using my brain here, I'm just trying to think, you know, would they actually spend millions upon millions of pounds on these sandbags and not make them so that they are reusable? You know, it sounds bloody crazy, doesn't it? Because these sandbags are being used and used and used over and over again, so it's not really costing anything. They've already got it in stock. You know, that's what it cost before. Now it doesn't cost anything. You just make these figures up in their bloody head. Oh, of course you got to play the army to do it. Well, the army, you're already paying for it, whether they are stopping the seawater going into your house or drowning your kids, or whether they're going to shoot some kids in Afghanistan. You know, you're going to be paying them anyway. You might as well pay them for something useful. And I think doing something like that would actually be more useful than shooting kids in different countries, wouldn't it? Sorry about being harsh, but that is the truth, and that's how these people work. You know, they're either doing humanity aid or they are killing infants in different countries. Maybe that's a bit harsh, but there's truth to it. There is a truth to it. And you know, I look at these flood victims, and you know, I do sympathise. You know, I have got sympathy for these people. You know, I'm not total ass with all this, and I do feel that they are badly treated. Obviously, you know, there's going to be some people really badly treated here, and some people don't mean to live in those places, but of course the government will twist it eventually because of public opinion to demonise those people as if they're spending too much on them, when actually the people who are being victimised for it are the ones who are spending their own money. Their insurance premiums will go up if they get insurance afterwards. You know, if they get the insurance payments, they might get a little bit just to cover some cost to, you know, build an embankment or something like that to stop the water coming in. But you know, here's another thing. You know, if you are planning to find a house, don't build your house upon the sand. You know, don't build your house on a place where it's below sea level, because you are just asking for trouble. Once it rains, it's all going to clog up into one area where you are, and your house will be flooded. This is seen over and over again. Never mind about bloody global warming. That's what I really hate about this, because this is all about them finding new excuses to brainwash the public into global warming. Now, I agree that there is climate issues, not with the climate change, but I think humans should find a way to to be clean. You know, we shouldn't be dumping things all over the place. We should be recycling. We should be looking after the environment, of course. But, you know, when they're saying, you know, this climate change is happening all the time, and here's the excuse, you know, they didn't have anything this year to bitch and moan about, like little old women, like little old bags. You know, they didn't find anything to whinge and moan about because there wasn't much snow in Britain. So what did they do? As soon as the floods came in, the seasonal floods, now they've got an excuse. You know, that now they can really publicise this and show, oh, we're in big trouble, when this happens every single year. And then they make some figures, oh, we're spending £600 million a year on this. No, you're just using the resources you've already got. You're not spending any extra money on it. Maybe in petrol. you might be spending £1 million in petrol. That's it. And then again, you've got to tax the population of Great Britain for the £600 million that you've supposedly spent reusing your assets. Of course, you know, you don't spend on a new car when you're driving somebody around in a taxi and include that in the cost every single year. Oh, I bought this car 25 years ago, but I'm going to include the cost in how much it's costing me to run the taxi service. You don't do that. You know, the costs do go down over time, and because they can reuse these assets, this obviously makes it a lot cheaper for them, but they will whinge and moan like little bitches on the news every single year. No doubt, no matter what the weather's doing. No matter what the bloody weather's doing. If it's calm, oh, that's climate change. Look, it's, you know, the weather's changing all the time. You know, it's cold last year, it's a bit cooler this year. No wind, no snow. You know, oh my God, there should be some snow this year. The snow. Oh no, the snow. No, oh God, there's snow. There's a centimetre of snow and it's stopping the country. You know, a centimetre of snow and the newspapers go ballistic, as if there's a big conspiracy by God or something. You know, the world's going to end. That's what this country is coming down to, Great Britain. You know, whenever there's a little problem, whenever there's a little bit of weather, when there's a bit of rain or something, they've got to find some excuse to hype it up. And they say floods, yeah. You know, they talk about these places which are built where they're really low down on the ground. And then they wonder when it rains, why all the rainwater collects in one area. It might just be because it's really low down ground and the rainwater's running down ground and filling up that area. This is how lakes fill up as well. That's why you have lakes. And of course people are saying, oh, humans, we're killing the environment, we're running out of water. Do you believe you're running out of water now? Would you believe if it was a real flood that you're running out of water? You know, the earth is quite capable of flooding the whole of Great Britain if it really wanted to. That sounds a bit dubious, because I don't think it's actually... Well, it actually is. The earth is a living creature. But it's not going to just flood it with some malicious intention. But there's enough water to flood the UK completely. Now, I've been hearing stories in the newspapers saying we're going to be covered with 75 feet. The whole of Great Britain. 75 feet of water. I'm looking forward to it. Is that another 200 feet added with rainwater too? We're going to be really covered with water, are we? Every single year. Every fucking single year, it's the same old story in the newspapers. Well, it's too hot. It's too cold. Oh, it's not windy enough. How the wind turbines got to move? Climate change. It's not sunny enough. There's too many clouds in the sky. It's too hot. It's not hot enough. It's raining in summer. It's too dark outside. It's hailstoning in winter time. You stupid morons. Come on, wake up. Wake up to what's happening. I don't mean to be rude. I'm not a rude person at heart, but you know, sometimes people are just really, really, really dumb. You know, this is the sort of moaning and whinging I'm constantly seeing on places like Yahoo, Google, you name it, and the fruitcakes and nutcases are coming out just bitching about nothing. Climate change all the time, global warming. Yeah, I'm looking forward to global warming, you know. I'm looking forward to having Mediterranean type winters in England. I'm really looking forward to that. But, you know, that's not going to happen. If, no matter what the weather's going to be like this year, climate change will be mentioned. They'll talk about a trend if nothing happens, you know. Oh, we've had a pretty mild summer, the weather's not been too bad. But because it's different from last year, by the fact that there wasn't as many storms about, or it wasn't raining as heavily in some parts of the time and country, that shows that global warming and climate change is on its way. You know, when 10,000 years ago during the Great Ice Age. Was the climate change then? When it got warm, was that caused by the cavemen burning fires? Sometimes people do talk the stupidest crap you can ever fucking imagine. Wow, what a rant! What a rant! What a liberty! Okay, guys, I do sympathise with the people in the floodplains and the people being bashed by this high seas, etc. I mean, you should expect it if you live right there, but if you can't help it, you're an old person, you never expected it to happen, you're a young person and you can't make up your minds on what your parents do, or you're somebody who was forced to live there since birth or whatever, I do feel sorry for you. I hope you do actually find a way out of that situation, and maybe the local councils can put a couple of sandbags out there and charge you some money for it to pay for these sandbags that they're reusing from other floods. But you got to take into consideration that when you're in these floodplains, that you're going to be flooded at some point. So there's an incentive to actually do something about it. I'm not sure everybody can actually do anything about it though. So obviously people do need help with that sort of thing. It's a hard subject, It's not easy for, a ninja like me to come up here and just bitch about people who are in hardship, when I know that some of them can't help it. They don't have the facilities, the money to move out those places. So yeah, I do actually feel sorry for those people. I understand. But this is more against the government, because this coalition governments, etc., they are really devious little backers when you think about it. The Conservatives have to moan and be heroes about something. They lie their backside off, and then you're not going to get any money anyway. So that's how they work. Now you know how they work, so you know not to vote for them. Don't even give a smile on their faces. They're coming up with all this crap in the news that they are the local heroes. David Cameron was given his inspirational speech. I don't want to see people being flooded with waves coming into their houses, and then he goes, I was just lying my ass off there. Time to go home to my kids and just laugh about what I just said. He's a typical psycho. I mean, he's going back on his word straight away. He never said that. As far as he's concerned, that was somebody else who said it. Mind you of anyone? Mind you of any type of personality there? So now you know exactly what David Cameron and George Osborne are. Psychopaths. Exactly that. They don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about what happens to you or your kids. And as far as they're concerned, they'll demonise you to make you look like the asses for living there in the first place. Even though you might not be able to help it, even though it might not be in your choice originally, even though you might not have the facilities, the money, the assets to actually move. Even though you might be a kid, it's your fault for living there. This is the sort of mindset we have with these type of governments. It'd be good if we could have no government at all. We just have a councils all over the place. That would be better. I'm not sure how it would actually work, but the government's too big anyway. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but it's the way things are going. It doesn't look good. They talk the biggest pile of crap. I don't even understand why they actually do it in the first place. Why even bother to mention it? The floods. Why even bother to mention anything? Why even tell you what they're going to do? Why not just do it? I mean, it doesn't make any bloody difference with them, does it? They tell you, well, of course they've got to demonise the people they're going to attack first, haven't they? Just you wait until the people in the floodplains are to blame for being there. Just you wait until the business in the coastline are to blame for being there in the first place, no matter the reason why they have to be there, or the fact that this might be a new experience for them. Just you wait until it's your fault, even though you paid insurance premiums for it, and they promise that they will pay up. if floods did happen. Just you wait until it's your fault and the media actually says, oh, it's these people's fault for living in those floodplains. Just you wait until you're demonised next, because that's all the coalition government does. It demonises people. When they want to attack someone, or so they think somebody's doing too much, you'll be the demon. Just look at the fracking places. You know, I saw a tabloid report recently saying it's costing 25 million. Right next to the part where it said before, the previous page, that £20 million is being cut from the benefits of disabled people who can't walk. Well, there you go, right? So that's exactly how devious these gits are. Now, you know, I might be swearing and raving in this video, but I feel that it's necessary. You know, because you really are being rode. You know, the coalition government is the type of government that want to, you know, they're the type of people that really just want to bend you over first. They like to bend you over before they do it. Yeah, that's exactly what you're getting. You voted for them. Sorry, but that's exactly how it worked out. Anyway, thank you and goodbye for now. I'll see you later.